Hello everyone, welcome to another lesson. In this lesson, we'll be taking a look at why we've talked about it in the previous lesson, that it evaluates a condition as long as the condition is true and gives an output. And that one thing to take note of is the fact that if your variable is not increased, it can lead to endless looping that can eventually crash your browser. So let's take a practical example and see what while does in JavaScript. So I'll bring up, sorry, my editor and then start with an HTML file. While so I'll make an header the usual way, header learning while JavaScript. So in order to follow along, let me just refresh my browser so we can see the output. Then I'm going to make an ID for a paragraph. I leave it empty. Then I'll make a script tag, open and close it. Then I'll make a variable and give it an empty value, meaning that I will be putting a string inside. And then I'll set my variable. In for loop, while working with for loop in our past lesson, you realize that I talked about the first expression, which is usually zero, that you start from zero, which is like the default where your looping starts from to work with either items in array or with whatever thing that you are working with. So in case of for loop, you set it inside that open and close bracket, but for while loop, you set it outside and not inside it. And so I will just use maybe x, let me use x instead of I as an example. I'll set it to zero. So this will be like our default starting point for the while loop. And then I can say while the condition to check, while this x is less than 10, I will close it. While x is less than 10, then I'll put the condition, which I've done. Then text, I want it to add the value to text. The number is, so I will append it to the value that I'm supposed to get, that I'll be getting from the while loop, which is x. Then I'll add a break tag so that everything can be on its own separate line. So I'll do it this way. Then I will increment it because without this increment, it can lead to an endless loop. It will continue to run even though the condition has evaluated to false. And you can see in my browser that immediately I started it, look at it, you can see that now nothing is even showing. So I will try and stop this and refresh it. And then you will see that nothing is showing in my browser if you take a closer look at it. So because it is running repeatedly on ending, you can see that my browser has crashed. So I will show you in the next lesson how you can make it work without experiencing this issue of crash. Thank you. I'll see you in the next lesson.